Missouri Senator Josh Hawley is here to help answer that question. Senator, thanks for being on the show tonight. What is the goal?
Sure. Well, I think that the goal is really to distract attention on the part of these corporations, to distract attention from what they're actually doing to American workers. And when it comes to the Democrats and these racial equity audits that you were just talking about, Will, the goal there is just to take over these tech companies and to use them as an arm of the Democrat Party. I mean, these are the most powerful companies in the history of this country, probably in the history of the world, and the Democrats want to make them arms of their left-wing agenda. And you know what? They've already had a lot of success in doing that, and now they want to double down.
Yeah, that actually is the point of my next question, Senator. Hasn't this already been accomplished? The word audit, the concept of an audit, is something used to intimidate. I mean, it inspires fear. But fear is the tactic through which most of these corporations are being manipulated as we speak. They're terrified of being canceled, of being called a racist. Why do they need these audits? Aren't they already accomplishing, muscling these corporations into their agenda through the mechanism of fear?
Yeah, well, apparently these companies, including, I guess, the tech companies, are not quite pliant enough to the Democrat Party's wishes. And the truth is, the Democrats have made their peace with the power of these big tech companies and the power of the big corporations. They've decided that monopoly isn't such a bad thing after all if they, the Dems, can control it. And that's what they want to do. They want to leverage the power of big tech. They want to leverage the power of the woke corporations and use it to censor American speech, use it to punish political opponents. And you talk about un-American. This is dangerous. It's a threat to our basic constitutional values, and we need to say no to it.
You know, Senator, last night we talked about this here on Fox News Primetime. A host of these corporations have sent a letter to Congress asking for help in the rise in crime, the rise in their products being stolen. But these are many of the same companies who, as we mentioned, have been donating to Black Lives Matter. In other words, they bought many of these policies that are resulting in this rise of crime. And now it seems they want your protection from the implication of those policies.
Yeah, this is always the case. These are the same people who also want protection in the form of special tax breaks and loopholes. And what they'll do is they'll ship our jobs overseas. They will go and give communist China whatever it wants. They'll censor on behalf of communist China. And then they'll come to Congress and they'll come to Republicans in Congress and they'll say, hey, help us out with a tax break, help us out with special treatment. We need to make clear that that is not going to happen, that these companies are trying to go woke because they've adopted a far-left agenda. They have sold out American workers, many of them time and time again, and the bailouts for them and the special treatment for them has got to end. We need to say that there's nothing wrong with being pro-America, and that's what we expect our companies to be.
So you can end these bailouts. That's the question. Then what can you do about it? What can you do to push back on this corporate takeover?
Well, I think number one is when it comes to the monopolies in the tech industry, the best solution to this is to break them up. I mean, the Democrats want to turn them into a wing of the Democrat Party, into an arm of their liberal agenda. We need to break them up, restore real competition, break up their power, number one. Number two, for the other woke corporations that want to shift our jobs overseas, that want to appease communist China while pushing a woke agenda on the United States, we need to say to them, we're not here to bail you out. We're not here to give you special treatment. We're not going to help you do this. We're going to hold you accountable, and we're not going to allow you to adopt your anti-American policies without a fight.
All right, Senator Josh Hawley, great to talk to you tonight. Thank you.